wuni fie bia wuja oni message so no obeba na say obi a wuni fie and grandpa between the 5:30 akusi 9. In fact, very sad. Very, very sad. I want to me radio 95.9 any movement television so no asugusu awuti and pay kai say live on Facebook, live on YouTube, ukwa like na share na for comment so kan bra na pay yankin kan from Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akasa. Na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia akasa ntie de nsemo a waka no de ebetudwa na etiefo nso so etimi ehunti Asante. Ma yemfa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia krata no wahakra nche bebo ye homodin na anopei yakenkan ni nyina na etiefo nso so etimi ehunsama Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia de atu edwa ene na yaye. Okay, so Asante hwewe yi ni so na yenko nti we ye 1 na yenkoti Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia enipa ye yomadi ena wakasa de afa ho na nsemo a okan no emudo na emunso epi papa nti ebeye na Asante yaboyen. Okay, so Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia statement in your say worrying development in our country, an appeal to His Excellency President John Mahama and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia or the about same. This statement is released against a personal vow I made since leaving office. I made a personal affirmation to allow our new president and his government to get the needed space to get hold of things. Mami bio ha na metimi ayen intentem na. Okay. Na yakwe no. Okay. I see to get hold of things and settle down quickly to tackle the important business of governance, by extension nation building. Having been vice president for the past 8 years, I have come to appreciate the enormity of the task. A task that requires that those entrusted with the responsibility of governance, especially the president, get the needed support and composure to implement their vision for the betterment of our dear country. Unfortunately, I need to speak on recent development that poses significant threat to our democracy. To look away whilst this ill persists, to abandon my responsibility to remind President John Dramani Mahama and his government of the overriding duty to live by the democratic tenets, a vision by the 1992 Constitution, and do justice and right to all manner of persons. When Ghanaians voted for change in the 2024 general elections, it manifested their desire to continue with national development, albeit with different people at the helm of affairs. It was within this spirit that I gave an earlier concession speech urging all Ghanaians to support our new president as he attempts to make his contribution to the cumulative progress successive governments have chalked over the years. Since assuming office, however, the government of President Mahama has pursued a series of actions targeting Ghanaians who were legitimately employed during the previous administration. It is ironic that the party which campaigned on the wings of jobs for all Ghanaians is arbitrarily dismissing the same Ghanaians, rendering them jobless just because a different government employed them to put their talent to bear on the nation's development and earn income to cater for themselves and their families. And the second part of it. And I say, at least a party that campaign on job could do, at least a party that campaign on jobs could do under condition of unemployment is to also innovate and create jobs rather than dismiss people. Regrettably, these dismissals have been extended to directors who are public servants and not politicians. In some cases, the only reason for their dismissal was that the persons whose livelihood have been destroyed are known or related to politicians, as if to suggest that they cannot live independent professional lives. However qualified they are. There are also reports of government intention to terminate the appointment of persons performing critical jobs such as security personnel, nurses, and teachers simply because they were appointed during the tenure of the previous administration. That will be most unfortunate. Furthermore, there is a general atmosphere of insecurity with attacks on journalists and the use of our military to raid the homes of former government officials and communities, as well as mob attacking innocent individuals and state institutions. This is rather reminiscent of the military takeover, not a peaceful democratic transition. These are certainly worrying times of our democracy, and the earlier action is taken to protect the institutions and democratic practice, the better it will be for Ghana's forward march. Ghanaians understood the promise of government to mean discarding the ills associated with the governance of our nation since 1992, and also an opportunity to show the way for future governments. There is no reset by repeating or escalating what may have happened in the past. Therefore, I called on His Excellency His Excellency President Mahama to be a president for all Ghanaians by putting a stop to these developments, reversing the unfair dismissal and protecting all our citizens. We must advance our democracy. We must protect our state institutions. We must uphold our constitution. Ghana can do better. Ghana must do better. Thank you. Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, immediate past Vice President of the Republic of Ghana and the immediate past NPP presidential candidate. Nekrata or the Ababonte and Granado in it. That's it. Dr. Bawumia saying.
Dr. Bawumia 17 na bonoto fan. The all training and say Mampenin John Dramani Mahama ene naban. Ebra na ye bon to apetumi no. Na ensem titira omugina so akasa kire Ghana fo ne se. Omoba ombe bie nyuma ama Ghana fo anya nyuma aye. Nanso awrehosam ne se ebra wono enya atumi no nipa no a omso mepa adwuma ma maye no womo eyi omadi ade ya aban bi ene fa wono mo woso maya de ko directors mpa womo ya civil servants so emfa woni nipa no nim dia owo so betumi aye adwuma no enye wo mo ne fa na so mususu se bia politician bi ene wo hye na chirenti no ye bepam no wose ne ye ka sen wona mo hwe bambo so wo ma tuomani aso mo so anurse for o matumani eso mo so a teacher for o matumani eso mo so a chese odwene ho a onti ase ebio wasi ato aba mamo na ban sesan ba afedi abanda da mu nkrofo ene ye soja for ne national security for tata ebie eno no ye nima bi a ha dwen papa enti woni de o sere Ghana mampanin John Dramani Mahama se o man chichiriye no nyese ne ye no ye nyina ye Ghana fo na obaye president ndie ese ohunu se nya Ghana fo nyina na to abama no de nanso ye Ghana fo nyina president enti bibia wo ye bia no ese oye de beboa ama Ghana fo enso so enya na mamu so mfaso enti de o kan nyina ne se omampanin onye ne ho se omampanin na eniema a ekoso a enye no ontia no woni oyi ya fo badwuma emra kwan so na wayi wo madi no saade no onsan na onsan fresh afori nyamo meyo madwuma ebise kwampa so na ban no fa ya ofo madwuma enti won so ba na so yo madi by force a eno ma no mra no ebobira
enti Dr. Bawumia o se nanka o decide Ashanti me da so betumi yi ne principle ni se anka aban bi aba wa vice president da onuma huhia aban bi akom enti akoye se ni manimu yi ade onkasa enfa ban no ma ban no kwan na ban na yeden wa ye leduma ba o hwe ne ma na ekono a se wankasa na oba be ye pani bone tinu aba abonte din semi aba betudwa minority leader honorable Afenwuma Kings enso tro krata 3 pages e dia kwa akoma president no empanifo bebre so akasa ba godon the neutrals no any civil society no minti omo kan e wo say idi mu ase ibinum fo aso but no secretary Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no matro na a minority leader atro na bi no court say John Mahama entia but no Dr. Bawumia back power 2028 but no on fan civil service mra obi a public sector ho bia no onyiwadi na NDC for obi NDC for be fa obi a no onyi obi adi na ono so ba on fan crop for mra hwe endra disable for association no ma issue statement so mo so crop for disable for kakra omunya adwuma mo ye no omo so ye yi omuni ye omadi so mo kofi
abofo ni mabo ayafo no
kuna mehwehwe
no Mahama
yes Fred Gilbert bra na man is menum bi o say omo the statement aba say omo sre say John Mahama disable for before some